So to continue, let's start on a table. That's why we have the contact information here. We're going to put a table of contact information. So click on the table. We're going to have 3 rows, 3 columns with the headers defined for both. Now, underneath there is a caption and a summary. A summary is like the alt text of the table, and it's required. The caption is something that appears on the page, so it's like the title of the table. It's not required, but it's really good to have them. So I'm going to start with the caption. I'm just going to call the caption contact information. And for the summary, I'm going to say the contact information of Dr. X and Mr. Y. And then we're going to click OK. Just so you know how to get there, the table button is right here. Yeah, we're doing 3 rows, 3 columns. Here, I'll just edit this one. Three rows, 3 columns, define both headers. And for the caption, it's just contact information. The summary is the contact information of Dr. X and Mr. Y. Once we have that, I'm just going to put another paragraph between these two, mostly for spacing issues. But for the table itself, I'm going to have it name, email, phone. Dr. X, Mr. Y. The email will be x@email.com, y@email.com. Phone number 123-456-7890. 123-456-7891. So for this, the reason we defined the headers and that sort of stuff, I tried to go over it earlier, but once we defined the headers, it put the dark behind the different stuff. So it also just helps with ease of reading. But when the screen reader wants to look through it, like let's say that someone with a screen reader wants to have Mr. Y's telephone number. The way that we have it now, it's easy. They can go by name, email, phone number, So it says name, and you can choose which one you want. It says, do you want the email or do you want the phone number, and it gets it easily. It's just, a few simple clicks. While if we don't define it, they have to go through all 9 things in order. So it would just say name, email, phone, doctor, so it has to go through all of that just to get to the last box. And that's why we define it. Now, something that I haven't been able to figure out with this, it used to be before the new update that this would also have the white little dots making you able to make the box bigger or smaller, that sort of stuff. And it would snap into place with the template. So it would change the size with the template. Now it doesn't really do that. It just stays a specific size. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you ever have a table with a template and it has those white dots, pull it a little bit, it will snap into place with the rest of the template. Otherwise, it will stay the exact amount of pixels that you have defined it as. So moving on, let's do some links. So at the very bottom, I'm going to do new paragraph. I'm going to write home page. And in another paragraph, I'm going to write down contact information. Now we're going to pretend that this is like a whole bunch of like text between here and here, But for the home page, we're going to select it, and we're going to click on this little link icon at the very top. We're going to have the link type as a URL with the URL of calstatela.edu. This can be any homepage that you guys would like, but for this one, we're going to have it as that. And before we start giving the contact information its own one, I'm going to click at the very top at the contact information at the top. I'm going to click on this little flag icon. It's called Anchor. And the anchor name is going to be called Contact Information. I'm going to click OK. What that has done, it's basically made an anchor in the text, a place that we can go back to with a link. And I'm going to select the contact information at the bottom, click on the little link icon, and as the link type, I'm going to link to anchor in the text. And if you have more than one anchor, you can either select by name if it's easier or by element ID. You don't have to do both. I'm just showing that you can do both. One or the other works fine. Since we only have one, there's no real reason to do both. But it's just easier to do so. So once we have that all put down, we're going to click on Save. And here we have our page so far. Now, as I said before, I don't know how to fix this because it is a certain amount of pixels, not relative to the screens. If this was a smaller screen, it would be an even bigger, compared to the rest of it. But it used to be that you can snap it to be relative to the rest of the template. So going down to the bottom, I'm just gonna show you guys that this link does work, And so does this one. If you click on contact information, it doesn't work as well as we'd like it to. At the very top right here, it's actually right here. I think it's because of the training site has a lot more stuff at the top than normal. It does work, is the bottom line of it. You can't anchor it somewhere else to get it relative to it. Because I was thinking about that, oh, why can't you just anchor it up here so that it makes the contact information? The screen reader, if it, clicks back to that anchor, you want it to be where the screen readers can read it too. But it does work better in other places. It's just because we have the extra stuff up here along with the header itself that it's right there.